Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cellular Healing TV. I'm Ashley Smith. We welcome you today to join us for a particularly fun episode filmed on location from a bed. You'll have to watch to find out why. Our guest today is chiropractor and lifestyle specialist Dr. Peter Martone. Listen while Dr. Pompa and his longtime friend break down the mysteries of sleep. Dr. Martone has been working with his patients for over 20 years, helping them maximize their true life potential by identifying how their lifestyle habits are causing imbalances in their life. Dr. Martone believes that the foundation of it all starts with getting a great night's sleep. He has dedicated the last 5 years on sleep research to fully understand how a person's sleep position can cause them to become sick. And today he is debuting the solution he created to address all of our sleep problems. For the first time ever, Dr. Martone is sharing information about his new patent-pending pillow called the 8-Hour Pillow. And he's even offering a special deal just to Dr. Pompa's CHTV audience. Please go to the8hourpillow.net/Dr. Pompa to order your pillow at a special price and use the promo code CELLTV to take 40% off your second pillow. And Dr. Martone will throw in a free pillowcase. Wait until you see this amazing new product. Until watching this episode, you'll never guess two doctors can have so much fun talking about sleep. This is definitely an episode you won't want to miss. So let's get started and join Dr. Pompa and Dr. Martone to the show. This is Cellular Healing TV.
Dr. Peter Martone, welcome to Cell TV.
It is great to be here. Danny, Dr. Pompa.
See, that's actually one of the confessions I have to make, is that we are actually really good friends. But, this is one of the funniest, smartest guys that I know. But the health topic today is a really serious one because we're going to talk about that. And I'm not going to spill the beans, but this is something that you've put a lot of passion and time and effort into. Something that excited our friend Joe Mercola, and something that excited me. So that's the topic today. But Peter, I had to come all the way to Vegas to track you down to do this interview.
I saw that you have a $5 chip there. That's all you have on the counter is a $5 chip. I'm sorry.
I lost the rest.
Okay,
now, you have to understand, I'm not much of a gambler, right? So I was sitting there at the table with the boys. You actually saw me there.
I did, yes.
And I'm just, I'm playing around with it, It's like, hey, as soon as I realized I only lost $25, I'm like, I'm out of here. That's pretty good. I had $25 to play. All right, so you can tell we're in Vegas.
Yes.
All right. Peter,
yes,
you're one of my favorite people in the whole world.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
I love it. But no, this is a topic that most people I've talked about, right? Sleep, man.
Mm-hmm.
But, I kind of want to start there, the importance of sleep. But you introduced something that really does not just transform people's sleep, but their structure, which affects their function and ultimately their health. So that's what you're going to learn today and more, trust me.
And I think that that's a great place to start. I often, I'm a lifestyle specialist, right? Mm-hmm. As an exercise physiologist, a nutritionist, and a chiropractor, I love teaching people how to live a healthy lifestyle, like you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I often make the analogy is people, they wake up every morning, right? They wake up early before they go to work, and they work out. And they work out, and they work out, and they work out. And as they work out, what happens to the metabolism? It goes up. Mm-hmm. And as your metabolism goes up and speeds up, what do you need more of?
Sleep.
Right? You would think that people know that. And they're like, no, I'm waking up early. And they're sacrificing their sleep. And I say, okay, what's more important, sleep or working out? And guess what they'll tell me?
Working out.
Working out. And I'm like, all right, let's do a little experiment. I want you to go 1 week without working out. And then I want you to go 1 week without sleep. And tell me which one's more important.
Yeah, that would be an easy answer.
Yeah, that's an easy answer. So we can go only a short period of time without sleep before we die, right? Before we go insane.
Yeah.
But you can go a lifetime being sleep deprived. And then your body internalizes that and slowly breaks down your health from the inside out.
Yeah, no doubt. By the way, that's happening to so many people unknowingly. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're internalizing it as fatigue. They're, when your body doesn't get enough sleep, because we do 80% of our healing at night when we're sleeping, and not just the right amount of sleep, but proper sleep. What ends up happening is our body goes into a state of survival. And what systems are suppressed when your body's in survival? Your digestive system,
That's right, yeah.
your reproductive system, your immune system and your hormonal system, and your body can't balance. So years ago, I've been working on sleep for 20 years. Yeah. Really trying to get...
He is to sleep that I am to detox. No, serious. No, I mean, because we're passionate about these topics, man, but most people do sleep wrong, man, from A to Z. We're going to cover all that, so...
Yeah. They sleep wrong. They don't know how to put themselves to sleep. Mm-hmm. Sleeping right is an art. It's an art from what you eat to go to sleep. People don't know what to eat. They don't, they fall asleep with the TV on, and we're a culture that's always on our phone, and we need to take a step back and say, listen, if we want to improve our quality of life, we need to start a few different places, right?
Yeah.
Cell detox, which you're an expert in. We need to drink more water, right? Simplistic things. You can't pass go before you collect 200 type of thing. And
it's a monopoly.
Exactly.
Right?
Absolutely. I love Monopoly.
Me too.
And so it is. So I love sleep. As you know, I've created something very specific for people that we're going to talk about today. For sleep. And I just appreciate you having me on this show, because I know that you've helped millions of people. And with your reach and being able to do this is just a great thing.
Well, sleep's so important to me, right? And I think I learned it in my athletic days, and it became more important to me once I lost my health, and then I couldn't sleep anymore. And then I realized, man, I'm not going to get better until I start sleeping. So, let's start with just some tips for them to sleep, and then we're going to talk about what you developed that not only transforms your sleep, but also transforms your health in many other ways, which, again, you're an expert in. So give them some definites, right? I mean, you mentioned about, not doing things before bed, doing things before bed. And by the way, I'm so serious about sleep. I actually wear a ring to monitor my sleep, the amount of deep sleep that I get versus the amount of REM sleep that I get. All of these things are monitored. That's how serious I am about sleep, as well as you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's just give them some pointers, things they can start right now to help their sleep.
All right, that's great, and I love tips, because if you can just dive into even a few of these tips, you'll actually today implement a better night's sleep tonight. So Dan, right now, what part of the brain are we using? We're using our think type of brain. We're using the front part of our brain. When you're awake, our body uses something called the prefrontal cortex, right? Mm-hmm. When you're sleeping, what part of the brain are you using?
Yeah, it's the back part.
The back part of your brain, right? Do you think back here? No. What do you do back there? You remember back there. All of your thoughts, right? Everything that happened yesterday. I find that you have to go through a night before you can think about it.
So people are watching this, are like, that's the problem. I think I hit my head too many times back then. That's why I can't remember yesterday.
I just broke my arm 8 weeks ago.
Mountain biker like me actually broke your collarbone, man.
Collarbone right here, yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, not too bad. The bump. I'm part of the bump club. So you can't think yourself to sleep. So when you're trying to think about, remember what you have to do tomorrow, remember what happened today.
That's my problem.
Yeah, you're thinking. You can't think yourself to sleep. You have to remember yourself to sleep. So, and a lot of people say, what do you mean by remember? You think about a thought, something that happened to you in the past. And people say, Doc, I don't even want to go back there. I had a bad childhood. I had a bad past. Well, you can establish a memory today that you can sleep on and think about tomorrow. So what I mean by that is go for a walk. Go for a walk through the woods. Smell the air, smell the flowers, go for the walk by water.
You're telling me you're imagining this, you're saying?
No, I'm saying do that today.
Okay, do it today.
And then tomorrow night, think about every step. Think about the smells.
Yeah.
And the more detail you remember that episode, or when you remember, let's say when we first met, right? Mm-hmm. We had a great time, we went out, we were dancing.
I remember.
And you remember that, you'll put yourself to sleep.
That's incredible.
You can't think about what we're going to do tomorrow. You have to remember what we did yesterday.
Listen, I've heard every time. I've never heard that tip, honestly. Yeah. But you know what? I can honestly say I actually do that. I do that because I know that helps me when I do that. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'll remember something. I remember back of something that was important to me in some emotional way, honestly, and I do that. That's amazing. I'm like going to pat myself on the back.
Yeah, great.
But I've never heard that tip. It's just something I thought it was just me. I didn't realize it was a brain thing. That's pretty cool.
And I used to count people in the seminar. I could know where everybody sat. Right in a room of 40, I count every single time.
That's me too.
And you put people in it because and then you'll sleep on that, right? Because what is sleep? Sleep is when your body just defrags your brain, and it categorizes stuff. So if you can tap into that, boom, you'll go to sleep within 10 minutes.
What about the light thing, right? There's a lot being said. Most of my viewers, they're very educated in these areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've done some shows on light, the importance of light. So what about light? I mean, is it a big deal, small deal, medium deal? What's your opinion on it?
Well, when you close, so we're designed, right? The issue is, and the reason why we get sick and different things is because we stay up way later than we're supposed to.
We're not doing that here, though.
Right? No. We're in Vegas. We're going to bed right now, right?
Yeah, no, soon.
Yeah. So what ends up happening is, even when you close your eyes, if there's any flickering light, if there's any light in your room that goes through your eyes and it stimulates your brain. Light in the room stimulates your brain. So when your kids are falling asleep with the lights on, or you have a TV on, that is affecting your quality of sleep. And this is something you might not know. Dan, I know that you know it, but we have to go through 8 sleep cycles a night. What a sleep cycle is you fall asleep, then you drop into a deep sleep, then you come up into a shallow sleep, then a deep sleep. You got to go through that 8 times. And the body has to get used to that. And we're going to talk about the best way for your body to get used to that, and we'll talk about how food and different things affect you. But light affects your body. When you come up out of a shallow sleep, light will wake you up.
And there's a lot said about the blue light. You look at a screen, you look at a television, there's too much of a blue light frequency, and that depletes melatonin, which is another way your body falls asleep and goes into deeper levels of sleep.
It is.
So.
I put something over my head. I call it the head garage. It wasn't something I was going to talk about, but I think it'll be interesting.
The next product.
Yeah, exactly. It's on. That's actually my next product.
Yeah, see that? I knew that. I know who he is. But okay, so any other tips? Because I know one thing. It is, some things are different for everybody. Some people do good with a hot shower before bed, or some people do good with sauna, cold shower, and it puts them in a parasympathetic mode. I've heard opposite. One of the things I have is a ring that I mentioned, and I'm able to actually look at things for me. So if I do too much screen, no doubt I can see it measures my deep sleep. I don't get deep sleep in the beginning of the night, which you should. So is it different for everyone? What about some of those things that I just mentioned?
That's
the
great.
hot shower, cold shower. I mean, are these real things?
So what your body likes, right, is it likes patterns. It likes to do the same thing all the time. You can vary things, right? But when you vary things too much, it puts your body into survival, and then it has to adapt. So the best thing that you can do is whatever you do all the time.
Right.
So you go to bed and you wake up at the same time. You shouldn't wake up with an alarm clock. Your body should be on body should be on a self-regulated clock. Go to bed at the same time, and eventually what the body will do is the body will maintain a healthy sleep cycle. So people often ask me, Doc, how much sleep should I get?
Right.
And what I tell them is I say, well, the importance of getting 8 hours of sleep to me is critical. I know how much sleep my body needs. I get 8, sometimes 9.
I was going to ask you that, yeah.
Yeah, 8 and 9. But what's even more important than that is going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, because your body can self-regulate itself, and as long as it goes through those 8 sleep cycles, it's good.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's people, 6 hours. I do fine on 6 hours. You've got your body used to that, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Is that correct?
It is correct. Yeah.
It
in the way that there's HRV and readiness. You have to establish a goal. What is your goal? I want more energy. I want a better sex life. I want to have better relationships. If you know that you have, and don't think of sleep just because you can run on adrenaline and think you're awake.
Yeah.
Right. Don't think of sleep as, oh my God, I'm not so tired right now. Think about it as irritability.
Yeah.
Think about it as mood swings.
Brain fog.
The
brain does it. Matter of fact, if you don't get a certain amount of REM sleep, which is the ring measures my REM sleep, your brain the next day doesn't function as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the REM sleep actually recalibrates the brain, literally. So oddly enough, there's times where I can tell, like, I use my brain a ton, and I'm getting like 3 hours a night of REM sleep or more, even up to 4 hours. And that means my brain needed that, So I mean, that's how critical sleep is. I mean, we're not just talking about being tired, because people can use caffeine and stimulants and get through that to a point. But we're talking about performance. Athletes, So one of the things on my ring that shows is recovery status. It will tell me if I should work out the next day or if I should work out hard or easy. Well, where's it getting that information? Mostly how I sleep. I mean, that's how critical sleep is. So,
it is.
Performance.
It is. It's actually, it's performance. So what I've done is I have almost reverse engineered lifestyle habits. I've said, okay, what do I believe in order to be in your game? I just went down, I broke my arm, right? Mm-hmm. To me, it's inevitable that there's going to be some life-defining injury, or let's say somebody unfortunately has a heart attack, or I break an arm, or something. Yeah. It's not about a matter of when I go down. It's a matter of if I go down. It's a matter of when I go down. And what's important to me is how quick I can get back in the game. Yeah. Right? My family depends on me. My kids depend on me. My employees depend on me. So what I've done is I've reverse engineered a lifestyle that allows me to live optimally in an elite life. Yeah. So I don't like to settle for a half-ass life and settle for I'm slightly tired. I want to be up here.
We function on a high level, man. Right. And I'll have to say, sleep is the hidden thing that people don't take serious. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this show. But here's a bigger reason. People are talking about light. People talk about sleep. I've never heard anyone talk about think of memory from the bad. I love that. Yeah. So there's all these different nuances, but I don't hear anybody talking about what you discovered. And that is, and you hear a lot about mattresses, different things, but pillows. So my past was structural correction. I would educate people on if their head is just 1 inch from the center of gravity, it doubles in weight to the body. Okay, so that goes from a 10-pound bowling ball to a 20. Right. Okay, you could hold something here.
Right back here.
Yeah,
right
you
back.
Bring it out here, and you're going down. Mm-hmm. These muscles are working all day for that anterior head. Mm-hmm. More time in computers, kids playing video games, all the things that we do that drive the head forward. What the heck are we doing to bring it back? And you're going to talk about that. But I want to say this. It's not just a pain issue. Yes, when your head goes forward, we know you're going to end up with more neck pain, back pain. But I used to educate people that the spinal cord, it's called tethering, would stretch. And it would cause this constant sympathetic drive, which would lead to more sleep problems, which would lead to anxiety, which would lead to adrenal problems.
Hip issues and scoliosis.
All of it, right? Because the head, it's tethering your spinal cord, and that creates this constant tension that most people aren't aware of. So I talked about that. Structural correction, we would do all this stuff to bring the head back. And we're learning more that more of that correction actually happens in our sleep than even what we do during the day. But dude, that's your expertise. So let's move into the topic.
I'm here.
I'm going to talk about
no, we got to put this back. Come on, we got to put that back. We're not ready. You were not ready. You climaxed when you weren't supposed to, Daniel.
You say that because we're saying that it's getting weird.
I'm sorry. We knew this was going to happen.
I warned you in the beginning.
Check, please.
This could happen.
Okay. Yeah. And it will happen. Wait till we lie back. Okay.
What's that supposed to mean? All right, go.
All right, good. So,
my wife's behind there.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm watching my husband blush.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about, like you just said, structural correction, and this is where I really started thinking about I have to design something. So, like I explained to my patients, if I have them golf, right? Let's say I get a golfer. And this golfer all day long is golfing.
By the way, that's why they lead the world.
Background. And they're golfing. What are they going to create? They're going to create an imbalance because they're always swinging this way. Well, our bodies adapt to stress. So it adapts to stress on a daily basis. What you do ritualistically defines your health and well-being. So I tell all my golfers to swing the other way. Well, that analogy, now let's convert that to the spine. If we're texting all day, we just did something with CBS News called text neck. Kids are losing their cervical.
Walk around like this all day.
Like this.
Literally.
Right? Their entire spines are structurally, now I have a 17-year-old, their spine looks like they're 70. It is deteriorating their spines.
Yeah.
So, and it's because we're not offsetting that stress like we talked about. So and then as you lose, so here's my neck, you're supposed to have a curve.
Yeah.
As you lose the curve and the head comes forward, like Dr. Pompa said, it's going to put a lot of extra weight back here. And everybody says, oh my God, my shoulders are tight. but muscles are minions. They're only being told what to do.
That's right.
There's a nerve signal that's constricting the muscle to hold that spine up. So when you have a tight muscle, muscle has two functions, movement and protection. When you have a tight muscle, it's always protecting something. So as the head goes this way, the body's got to make up for it somewhere else, so it twists the spine. So what ends up happening is people come into me with lower back pain, and I'll tell them the problem isn't in your lower back, the problem's in your neck. It's because if you take a stick and you bend it, where's it going to break? It's going to break in the middle. That's not where the problem is, that's where the stress point is. So what I found is as people start to reverse their cervical curve, they pick it up in their lower back and they hurt their back. Then they try to start sleeping in what we're going to talk about, a neutral sleep position, and they can't because their back is in pain, their hip is in pain, because their life is adapted to the side sleeping position or this forward head posture, and now they're a mess. So now it's a road to be able to sleep properly. It's not just, oh, let me just sleep in a position, it's going to be perfect. No, you have to work at it.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to reveal a new way to sleep that will change everything.
Awesome. Well, with that said, okay, I do believe, I mean, not many people are actually focused on this, but when we look at your quality of sleep, which is deep sleep, REM sleep, all those things I was talking about earlier, this actually could be the most important factor of your sleep, and then what's happening in your health, because like I said, you know, you're not correcting. Mm-hmm. So to your point, we're doing this. When we do the right position at night, that's correcting everything we did that day.
It is.
And that's the swing in the opposite way, correct?
It's the way, nobody is going to put their head,
Right.
like chiropractors have talked about in years, in traction for 45 minutes a day. It's not going to happen.
Look at those beauties back there. You like those?
Oh, those are some nice bosoms back there, Daniel. We're going to go back and we're going to see the difference of, I mean, that's a pillow for what?
Man, that looks good though.
It looks great. It's a pillow, Danny, and
I've rehearsed. That's a pillow for the bed.
It's a pillow for your bed. Yeah. It's not a pillow for your
head.
He learned so quick. Wait right there.
I'm a quick learner.
Hold on. All right, hold on. So let's dissect. So a pillow, the definition of a pillow is a rectangular support for your head.
Do we really need that definition?
No, and I believe, I think they do, because I believe that isn't, the pillow is obsolete.
Don't you love them?
The pillow is obsolete.
All right, go ahead.
So when I did an article for Dr. McCullough, and
article.
Oh,
where's the accent from?
Sorry, I'm from Boston.
Now I'll just start. See, now you know.
Here we go.
Here we go.
And I can still focus because I have ADD. I can talk the way he wants to talk, and I can still talk to you. Okay, and get some
we'll see if I can
great content about. So I was watching the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and I remember the Chinese, the actors came out of a room after sleeping together all night, Daniel. And and for their head they had a block of wood, and I'm like, wait a second.
You're right about that.
I said that can't be for their head, and then I researched it, and the block of wood was for their neck. So they would sleep with the block of wood for their pillow.
You know what I read somewhere? Cowboys would use a log,
and I used a shoe
for their neck.
I tried it with a shoe, a sneaker.
Yeah, that's
when I went camping.
Well, they don't need your device then.
Folks, use your sneaker. And, so let's look. So when we, can you turn this side so I can show our audience?
Which way am I going?
Right there. So when you look here, and you evaluate.
Perfect posture, by the way.
You evaluate the distance between the back of your head and the cervical curve, which needs to be supported. You're only looking at supporting,
that much.
inches, and Daniel's used to a little bit of inches. So you're used to supporting inches. Look at this thing. What the hell is this? This is a pillow for your bed. So when you're sitting here, right?
Bad for your head.
And I lie down. Look at my head. I'm gonna sleep like this, and you're gonna snore. All right, now let me sleep on my side. Now my head's all jacked up, but what have we done? We've created very comfortable beds to be able to sleep in the horrible posture, because you can't. I tell my patients, I go like this: lie like this and try to watch a movie like this all night. Watch a movie like this. Your arm will fall asleep.
Yeah, the blood gets cut off.
So if you go to sleep like that, do you think you can stay in that position?
Yeah, no way.
No, you toss and turn all night long. And then the issue is, let's say you have a little bit of alcohol, or you have a sleeping medication if somebody takes it, or you take melatonin. What that does, that drops you down into a deep sleep, and you don't toss and turn as much, and you wake up stiff, and you're like, oh, I slept the wrong way.
But by the way, it's actually a fallacy. People drink alcohol, they fall asleep.
Yeah.
They'll fall asleep all night maybe, but they don't get any deep sleep. Again, we can measure this stuff now. Yeah, so.
They don't get their quality of sleep. Quantity of sleep, what's more important is quality of sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we measure it.
So now what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of the pillow for your bed. Doesn't work anymore. Now, are you ready?
This is why
here's the reveal. Here's the reveal.
So now, what's the pillow for the head?
Hold on, we have an assistant. Can you throw me the fluffy thing in the back? Thank you. Hold on 1 second, and then throw it into the camera view. Just throw it. Okay, thank you. Hold on.
I can't believe she knew what the fuck.
Right. This is the reveal. Are you ready for the reveal?
I am.
For the first time on cellular TV, Daniel. Ta-da! The 8-hour pillow. It's the 8-hour pillow. Absolutely fantastic.
And that is the name. The 8-hour pillow.
That is the name. Yeah, we don't want to get too. This traveled with me from Boston, so it got a little dirty. So we might
back
not.
Up, camera guy.
It looks a bit like a caterpillar.
Yeah. So back up, camera guy.
All right.
So when you look at this, you're gonna say, "Holy mackerel, Doc! You're talking about something that you need to." I mean, I'm only talking about this much space that we need to support.
Right. Well, okay, but
look at how big this is.
That's what I was gonna say.
Look at how big
looks
this
a lot
is.
bigger than it is,
Right?
man.
But the type of fill that it is in the design, it crushes all the way down to nothing, right? So when I lie down here, in a neutral sleep position, I've defined as a position that you sleep in where your weight is distributed over the greatest surface area. Okay? So the only way that we can do that is on our back. But we can't have a pillow under our head because our goal is to use our head, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that block of wood, as a weight to be able to help restore the proper curve, right? So we're supposed to have a curve like this. So what I want the weight of my head over the pillow, just like this. Okay, so I'm gonna lie down, I'm gonna take this pillow, put it right under my head, and boom.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, your head, I can tell. See, there's the ear.
Yeah.
There's mid-shoulder, and I don't know if the camera guy can get that, camera girl, quite frankly. Yeah, so it is, Peter. It's exactly where it should be.
Right.
You know, because that's where you want to measure, right there. And I have my finger in your ear.
Yeah, I don't
literally.
feel comfortable with this,
yeah,
but that's okay.
But it is a perfectly straight line, and that's what you want. So even 1 inch up is not.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And then what we're doing is we're using the weight of the pillow. I mean, we're using the weight of my head now.
Yeah.
My head's not supported, but my neck is. It is such a comfortable position. It's a neutral sleep position.
So, okay, now you called it the 8-hour pillow. You know, the first question I asked, which I actually love the name.
Yeah.
But then you know my brain, right? My brain starts going, looking for contradictions, and I'm like, wait a minute, Peter. So you're saying that this is gonna keep me on my back for 8 hours, and your answer was.
All right. So my answer was.
I was looking for a simple answer. All right.
No.
We're gonna get the Boston answer now.
So it's the 8-hour pillow because I believe it will eventually give you the best 8 hours sleep possible.
Yeah.
Remember, your body adapts to stress your body adapts to the stress that you do on a regular basis. If you walk with one shoe on and one shoe off, that creates an imbalance, right?
Yeah.
You're good, and let's say you come into me with back pain, and you're gonna say, "Oh, doc, my back's killing me. Problems in my back. I have a disc issue." And I'm gonna say, "Put your shoe back on."
Yeah, I'm going to the massage therapist 4 times a week. I still have back pain.
And you're gonna say,
"Put your shoe on."
You're gonna say, "Pete, there's no problem with my foot."
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, "Well, no, put your shoe back on." And you're like, "No, the problem's in my back." So once you put your shoe back on, then your knees are gonna stop bothering you.
Of course.
When you restore balance, it's not just a straight way back to heaven, right? It's you have an up and down road.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is once somebody lies down, I only need you to start on your back and be in that position for 45 minutes to an hour a night.
Yeah.
What you do for the rest of the night, it's on you. I don't care.
Absolutely.
But if your lifestyle habit that you implement is only to start on your back, and you're only in that position for 45 minutes to an hour, it will transform everything.
Yeah.
And eventually, your body will catch up to that.
Yeah, I mean, you made the point. I mean, people think pillow, neck pain, headaches, of course. But you already made the point, back pain. But I'm making the point, general health. 2 reasons. Number 1, obviously it affects your deep sleep, your REM sleep, all of the sleep stages that we talked about. but ultimately structure affects function even from a visceral standpoint, meaning how your organs work. Literally, your autonomic nerve system is determined by function. You know, one of the examples I always gave is, you know, quadriplegics, how important is the spine? They die early, and it's for no other reason. It just impacts how the central nerve system that runs and heals your body continually, that's interfered with. There's been studies showing anterior head position. Those people literally die of heart attacks, statistically far more. I mean, so it's like people don't think of this as, you know, affecting the heart. Fact is it affects every organ system of the body. If your head is forward, you literally die sooner, and there's tons of studies on that. I worked some years ago with a guy named Martone, brilliant biochemist. He developed a theory on something called the no-ono cycle. And by the way, people that are chronically fatigued, chemically sensitive, they have an overstimulation of this cycle. Here's the point. It's an inflammation cycle that feeds back into itself. There's certain, literally, neurons in the upper cervical spine that when the head is forward, they're firing constantly. It's putting you in a state of inflammation, and through part of which is this no-ono cycle. So, I mean, it affects your health, bottom line. That's how important this is. Okay, so the question then I have is, all right, so I'm on my back, you know, no doubt it works. It keeps you on your back for that hour that you desire, right? And probably many times through the night, right?
Yep.
And now I end up on my side. How is that going to support me? How does it support with the head flat and then side? It's two different positions, so you got to explain that.
So
that was a question I asked. That was a concern of mine. Yeah.
So the pillow works on your side. Now, it will work on your side, but the pillow is not designed to change the structure on your side, correct?
Correct.
So when you sleep on your
But
back,
if my head's like this or like this when I'm
Right.
on my side, you're screwing
Right.
things up too.
it will keep your spine in line regardless if you're on your side or your back. But it's designed to change the structure of your spine, sleeping on your back. When you sleep on your side, that's fine. You can do that too because your spine will be in a straight position.
Right.
So it's the habit that I want people to get into. I want people to get into the habit of lying on their back and just do that for 45 minutes.
Yeah, because obviously
what you do for the rest
45 minutes, 2 hours is better than
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
3 hours is better. Yeah.
And then what I'm not telling them is your 45 minutes will turn into an hour. Your hour will turn into an hour and a half. Your hour and a half will turn into 2 hours. And then eventually, I just broke my arm like we talked about. And people say, oh my God, I broke my collarbone and it must be so uncomfortable sleeping. Well, I go to sleep like this and I wake up like that. I don't move.
Really?
At all. So Dr. Mercola,
I
if you
can't.
listen to this,
Yeah.
Doc, thanks.
Yeah.
He sent me this device. In this device, it was called a PEF unit, a PEMF unit. So I had to take these two discs, put them on top of each other, lay them here, and then I turned it on and I fell asleep. It helps stimulate bone healing. And he's like, oh, you're going to have to tape them to yourself because they'll fall off in the middle of the night. They rest on each other. I put them on here, I fall asleep, and I wake up and they're just sitting right
Dude,
there.
that's incredible. You trained yourself for that. I
I
cannot
did.
boast of such.
But you
I'm
can-
so competitive.
you
I'm
can-
like, if he can do it, I can do it better.
And you can too. But you can only do that having your body in a neutral position.
Dang, no wonder you have
I
so
know.
much dang
I
energy.
love it.
All right, here's what I want to do. I want to actually go lay down. I want to show them.
Okay.
Camera's going to follow us over there, and I want to show that transition because you still didn't answer, and you will once they see it. Why it can work on the side
Because the
versus
extra
that,
stuff
right?
and pushing to the
Yeah,
side. Yep.
exactly. But we'll show that, and you can re-explain it. So let's
right.
head over here. I'm going to take this pillow.
If you look at Dan lying on his back, his head is angled up, right? So that's very important to understand. That's reinforcing texting right there. So if a lot of people say, "Oh, I sleep on my back." Yeah, but you're sleeping on your back in this position. That's reinforcing improper biomechanics. So
if I'm like this all day,
Yeah.
this is the last thing I want to do.
Right. And what's important to also understand is him being in that position. Him being in that position is that's all right. So him being in that position, his eyes are looking this way.
Yeah.
We want his eyes looking straight up. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove this pillow. We're going to take this pillow, put it underneath him, put it under his head, and then kick your head back. So now what you look at is you look at his eyes, and they're going straight up, which is exactly what you want. And it's like a hug for your neck. What it's doing is it's cradling your head, and it comes with two
feel that,
custom
actually.
zippers, and you can actually add fill and take out fill. if you need to, okay?
The zippers are on this
The
side.
zippers are on this left side, yeah, which is the way that's designed to be used. And when they purchase the pillow, they get all these videos that explain how to use it. So now,
That's smart.
if now Dan says, okay, you know what, I'm uncomfortable because lying on my back, my ribs are going to start stretching out because I'm not a back sleeper, you're going to be uncomfortable at the beginning. So when you're uncomfortable, what do I say you do? Your sleep center and your pain center are close together, so you're going to toss. So what ends up happening is he'll go on his side, and now when you look at his head,
it's level.
and his spine is level. You can sleep like that. And then what will happen is his body will turn. He'll go back to his back, and then he'll go back to his side. You'll do that for a good month, 2 months, 3 months. It doesn't matter. Just the habit is start on your back. That's the only habit you need. You don't have to say, oh, I'm not a back sleeper. I can't sleep on my back. Start on your back. And then what I was explaining, one thing, stay like that, Dan. I said, you know, I have this thing called the head garage. Well, just like an ostrich, one of the reasons we don't like to sleep on our back is because we feel exposed. All of this is exposed. When we sleep on our side, we're curling up and we feel real protected. That's why they make weighted blankets for
you know, you actually took one of my. I was going to ask that because when I'm on my side, there's a cuddly,
and that's why
protective feel.
It's fetal. You're correct. So if you take one technique that I use is you take a pillow and you just put it on top of you. Just that extra weight of a body pillow on top of you will help you sleep on your back a little bit.
Dude, that's brilliant.
And then the other thing is,
I told you he's smart.
Here
actually.
it comes.
Watch your finger camera.
And now this is the ostrich thing. So right now he looks like a raccoon, but that's okay. Just stay like that, Daniel. You're doing very good.
Is this just to make me look really stupid? Because
It looks unbelievable. You really look good when you see this cut. You're gonna love it.
This is one of your jokes.
No,
Martone.
you're gonna love this. So right now, what's happening is his eyes are covered, and he also now feels protected, like an ostrich putting their head in the ground, in the sand, and then now he has a weight over his shoulder.
I actually love this.
So that's good. Now the other thing is we want his arms down by his side because that's a neutral position, and then when you sleep, your body always needs to temperature regulate. So because we have something over his head, his hands and his feet need to be outside of the blankets. So a lot of times people say, oh, my feet will get cold. They will not get cold because you're keeping the core so warm, okay? And you have the head covered.
That's smart. You're right.
But your body does need to temperature regulate. So these are tips to be able to help you sleep in this neutral sleep position.
Do I have to do the rest of the show like this?
It might not look pretty, but let me tell you something. I don't care as long as you're increasing your quality of sleep.
Can we go back and sit on the edge
All
of
right,
the bed
yeah,
again?
we're good. We're good. We got to get everything set up.
All right, follow us over there.
All right.
The reason you explained to me, because I'm thinking, well, if it's squishing here, when I roll on my side, it's going to squish. But you said the filler actually makes its way to the outside. So there's
Yes.
actually more filler on the outside
Yes.
than there.
It is designed.
Right, yeah.
I use this. So this is a iteration. This is like the 10th attempt at this, right?
Yeah.
So I use this with too much fill, and it's dangerous because I don't toss and turn. So I'm at risk. I have to sleep in a neutral position. If my bed's too hard, it hurts my ribs. So I had a little too much fill in this, right? And I slept, and I'm like, oh wow, this is great. It's comfortable. But the whole thing was filled.
Yeah, exactly.
And I woke up, I had bilateral tendinitis in my shoulders.
But this shows you how important, the right amount. Okay, so you said, this is, personalized, obviously.
Yeah.
You can add fill. Well, I mean, how do they know how much to add? And where do they get the fill? And explain all that.
Okay, so the pillow will come with the stuffing I recommend.
Okay.
And then what I've done is I've added 30% more stuffing in the bottom chamber.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah.
So when you purchase the pillow, I'm a lifestyle individual. I like to educate. You get 10 videos. And these videos explain sleep position, some of the things that we talked about, neutral sleep position, how to stay in that position, what foods to eat.
You think they can actually handle 10 videos of you? Anyways, go ahead.
All right, so 10 3-minute videos, which is 30 minutes. They're going to be good.
If you can work your way through the Boston accent, you'll be fine.
You're good.
You'll fall in love with the guy, truthfully.
All right, Jane, let's focus. Let's focus. All right, good.
Back in.
All right. So what ends up happening is 30%, but I explain how to use it. And that's ultimately, and if they ever need more fill, they can contact us, and you can always.
Yeah, no, the videos actually is smart. So, okay, I do have one thing I have to say. So, I mean, What do you cover this thing with, man? There's no cover on this thing. And you can see you actually got makeup on there.
Yeah, well, that's all right. That's not makeup. That's forget that.
Drool.
So this is not my pillow. All right. This is
No,
one
it's
that
not.
we
It's
use.
Peter's pillow.
This is one that we use in the office to
not
show
my
people
pillow,
what's coming, because it actually launches in December.
But no,
So-
but it should be covered.
Yeah, well, it definitely. In January, it's coming with pillowcases.
What about my people here watching? They need a pillowcase, man. What are they gonna
Well, they
do?
can purchase a pillowcase.
Okay, we're friends. You need to help them out. They need, you should be
You're
giving
gonna do this on video.
Yes, I am gonna do it on video. You should be giving them something on top of the discount on the pillow, and I think it should be the pillowcase.
Hey,
So
today's
I want a
December
good
1st.
pillowcase.
Maybe this won't air until January.
All right, I will add it. I will throw in a pillowcase.
All right, good.
All right.
All right.
You will get a free pillowcase
Yeah,
with your
see
purchase
that?
of a pillow.
There you go. No, I'm serious. It'll make people get the pillow. I'm telling you. You think not, but a pillowcase is a big deal.
All right. All right. Now.
Oh, no, it's a big deal
you
because
will
this
get-
needs a special pillowcase. You can't just use a regular
All right,
pillowcase.
fine.
That's
fine.
ultimately
All right,
my
you
point.
get a pillowcase. I'm sorry.
They can't just use.
You can fight later.
If it was a regular pillow, they could stuff their pillowcase
I would
on.
love
but
for.
they need a
I
special
would love.
pillowcase.
Listen, if I could. All right. Right.
Am I right
If
on
I'm
that?
giving something, I don't want to create. Please, I'm going to send you a pillowcase. But if they could just go online and they use it, if they could write me a review on it. All right.
All right.
I mean, that would
Yeah.
be great. Like,
No,
use
that's
it
good.
and then just let me know what you think. You're getting a pillowcase.
The
anyway.
pillow, not the
Yeah.
case.
The-
Now I
the-
got it.
yeah.
Okay,
That's good.
Okay, we're gonna put a link to get the pillow and the case, but
Yes.
you want to tell them what that is, but make sure we're gonna make sure Ashley puts it in.
So what will happen is there'll be a link, I believe, that's attached to this,
Yes.
but it's the 8-hour pillow .net / Dr. Pompa. So, but that link will be
Okay.
that link will
We'll
be
make
there,
sure it's here.
and I'll make sure on there I add
Pillowcase.
in pillowcase, and you'll be able to. And what I was going to offer is you could purchase one pillow at the regular price, and then your second pillow would be 40% off,
That is
plus
what you
a
agreed to.
pillowcase.
Yeah, that is
Plus-
what you agreed to, but I threw the pillowcase.
Plus a pillowcase.
Well, because you can't use.
I
regular
know,
pillowcase.
exactly.
Ah.
All right. And that's for me. I brought a
missed
dirty
it. You
pillow
missed it.
because it went through luggage and all that. Kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
so
get
that's
you.
why they need a pillowcase.
Okay.
We discussed that.
Yeah.
All right, now listen, Peter, I love you, man. They can tell. That's why I warned you in the beginning that
Yeah.
it's no matter what, when you put us together, it gets funny. But you know what? We always go intellectual too, you and I, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the
We
beauty
dive
of
in.
you.
It
Yeah,
is.
you're one of the best chiropractors that I know.
Oh, man, I
honestly.
really
No,
appreciate
absolutely,
that.
man.
Thank
You're
you.
in your heart. I'll tell you what, heart-filled guy, man. Everything you do, man, you pour your heart into it. We're here with some of the, most successful, life-changing chiropractors and doctors on the planet. And you are one of the most revered here. That's no doubt. In my eyes, for sure. And my wife, who's been riding the camera. Am I right, camera girl? Yeah.
Absolutely.
We love you, man.
Peter.
We love you. Thank you for
Thank you.
this,
I
and thank you
appreciate
for that. Yeah, love you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for this week. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. This episode was brought to you by the 8-Hour Pillow. Please go to www.the8hourpillow.net / Dr. Pompa to buy this game-changing pillow for your best night's sleep. We'll be back next week and every Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We truly appreciate your support. You can always find us at podcast.drpompa.com. And please remember to spread the love by liking, subscribing, giving an iTunes review, and sharing the show with anyone you think may benefit from the information heard here. And as always, thanks for listening.